Alright, well, good morning, internet friends. It is 4 in the morning again, and the sun is definitely not out. It's kind of a cool moon, actually. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of a cool looking moon out there tonight. And once again, I am down at the Vista County Courthouse, standing in line. I am first in line this time. Hopefully it's not some kind of national holiday or something. I don't think it is, though. And, you're thinking, well, why is he back down at the Vista County Courthouse, or the San Diego County Courthouse in Vista, at 4 in the morning? Didn't he already do that? Doesn't he already wait, to talk to somebody about getting to see his kids? And the answer is yes, I did. I filled out all my paperwork. I spent 12 hours straight here last time. From like 5 in the morning till, I guess it was like, yeah, it was about 5 p.m. when I got out of here. So, sorry, it's really early in the morning. I'm not a morning person either. So, this delivery is going to be awesome. Yeah, and I filled out that paperwork. That was about 6 weeks ago. And I've got no response whatsoever from our theft paid. Taxation is theft. From our theft paid government representatives, they've gotten me no paperwork back at all. And in fact, I've been calling the courthouse every day, and I've been talking to the supervisor almost every day about where my paperwork is, and they have no record of me even having been here. So I'm back down here again at the courthouse. This time I brought 2 jackets, one for my upper body and one for my lower body. I brought another copy of the judgment. I brought my coffee down there, as you can see. It's going to make me a human being at some point. And, yeah, so I'm here to try and get some kind of visitation with my kids. It's been 170 days now since I've seen my kids. And,
Are you the first one?
I am the first one.
Okay.
So this is kind of incredible. The second person is in line here. Keep in mind, this is 4 in the morning, and it's cold. It's winter. I mean, okay, it's winter in San Diego, so it's not that cold, but it's cold. And the second person in line just showed up. Her name was Nicole, and she was very nice. And she has a chair and a blanket, because this is not her first time down here either, trying to get a modification on her visitation issues. And so now I'm sitting in her chair with her blanket. Plus she's in the car, staying even warmer, and doing her makeup and getting ready to come wait in line with me. So yeah, so I got a chair and a blanket. Thanks, Nicole. So during this journey, one of the questions that people ask me the most is like, what did you do to piss her off? Like why won't she let you see your kids for 6 months? And oh, and then the latest thing, okay, so after the 6 months of not seeing my kids at all, keeping in mind that I'm here in town where they live, I was supposed to have them for 5 days of Christmas, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th. I'm supposed to have them, and that's in the court order that I'm supposed to have them on those 5 days. And she just emailed me and said, basically, because she didn't receive an itinerary of those 5 days from me, that she's not going to allow me to have that visitation now. So, yeah, so we're looking at way more than 6 months at this point of having zero visitation of my kids. And so that's why I'm down here at the courthouse again. I mean, and because they lost my paperwork, so I was going to have to come down here again anyway. But I probably would have waited till after the Christmas visit to come be involved in this process again, if I had the Christmas visit. But now she's trying to cancel that too. And so people ask me, like, what did you do to piss her off? And honestly, I have no idea. I honestly don't know. And at this point, I don't care, I mean, what kind of person does this to their own children? I was thinking about it, and when somebody said, man, to keep your own kids from seeing the other parent for 6 months, well, that's like, what an animal. And I thought about it for a minute, and I was like, An animal wouldn't do that, you know? Animals in nature don't intentionally keep their offspring from the parent for 6 months straight, or a year, or whatever she's going for. Probably some kind of record. I don't know. And I was thinking, you know, animals don't do that. So this is lower than an animal. This is like a slime mold or something. So, yeah. So, my children's mother is more malevolent and malicious than a slime mold. Because, I mean, a slime mold, let's be real, that, you know, doesn't have consciousness, isn't going to be malevolent or malicious. You know? I'm not sure what a slime mold would do in the case of a divorce with 2 children. I can't really imagine, you know, they would do something this vile, though, to a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. But Grace just turned 4. I haven't seen her now for 6 months, so now she's 4. Still haven't seen her. And Everett is going to be 6 very soon. And yeah, I mean, what kind of... It's not even an animal at that point would do that to their kids, you know? What kind of slime mold would do that to their own children? It would intentionally keep them away from the other parent for 6 months. And why? What would drive that, you know? Like, you know, I didn't make her, you know, text all those other guys in the middle of the night. You know? I didn't make her, you know, unfaithful. I didn't make her an alcoholic. I didn't make her any of those things, you know? I tried to be a supportive husband the entire time. I mean, I was the primary breadwinner for 6 out of the 7 years we were together. And even after I wasn't the primary breadwinner, I had ample savings, so we were, you know, which were accruing interest that whole time. So I was probably still making more money than her, even when she was working more than I was. So yeah, I don't really know. I don't know an answer to that. I don't know why anybody would be this absolutely unreasonably psychotic. It's just I can't fathom it. I can't fathom doing this to my own children, you know. When I had visitation in the summer, well, when I had the ex parte ruling and took the children back under the ex parte ruling, I made sure that they video chatted with their mother every single night. Every single night they had a video chat. I incentivized the video chat. You know, I was like, look, if you don't have a good video chat with your mom, you don't get dessert, you know, or whatever, you know. Because I wanted to provide the counter example to how she had already kind of started being at that point. As far as, you know, being a better parent, being more reasonable during this process for the kids, to the other parent, and that didn't seem to matter at all to my ex. It didn't matter. I think the kids will remember that. I think the kids are going to look back and remember that and be like, when we were with Dad, we video chatted with Mom every night, and when we were with Mom, like, we didn't video chat with Dad hardly all, and then she would just hang up on him very suddenly. You know, I never cheated on her. You know, she cheated on me. That's why we got divorced. You know, she wanted to bang some Navy dude named Mike. By the way, Justin, you're not the first Navy dude she banged this year. I don't even think you're the. I don't even think you're the second. I think you're at least the third, maybe more. So, yeah, good catch on that new wife. And then she got insta-married too, and she's making the kids call the new guy Dad, you know, like, while I'm in town, saying, please let me see the kids. She's dropping them off at the YMCA, dumping them off at the YMCA in the ghetto, you know. Keep in mind, they're in Vista, you know, they're in the ghetto, they're in the hood. They ain't in, you know, Encinitas, La Jolla, Cardiff, you know. They're in the ghetto. So, I'm in Encinitas now. I got an apartment in Encinitas. I got a new job as a Linux consultant for a friend of mine's company, and I've got my own company that I'm running as well. So she's just an employee somewhere. She could lose her job in any second, and her new husband's in the Navy. It's his job to get flown around the world and do terrible things to third world brown people most of the time. Probably, I don't even know what his job in the Navy is. I don't know anything about him. Obviously, he's a loser. I know he's stepfather to 2 other children of his ex-wife. While he was married, while he was on deployment, she got pregnant from 2 other dudes that weren't him, and had those babies while he was on deployment. So that's why I think he's like so keen on swooping in on this little family situation with my ex and my 2 kids, because that's like somehow going to make up for the kids that aren't his, that he had during his previous marriage. I mean, the psychology on a loser like that, I can't even fathom. I mean, the psychology on a loser who has never even spoken to the children's father, and yet decides that it's okay to assume the role of father and make them call him dad. I mean, clearly this guy's nuts, I got some kind of serious insecurity issues. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say about any of this. I'm still looking for a lawyer. You guys have any good family law lawyer recommendations? I'm not looking for a friend. I'm not looking for your friend. I'm not looking for, I'm looking for somebody who's going to win, who's going to get in there and just be ruthless and vicious and fight for me and my kids. Fight for my kids to have a relationship with their dad, and hopefully live with their dad in a better school district, with a more stable environment, where he's not being deployed all over the world, to go bomb brown kids on your tax dollars. I mean, I look at somebody, I look at the armed services honestly as almost like a form of welfare or something. If you're in the armed services, you're getting paid on tax dollars. The public is supporting you. The public is literally keeping you alive. You're almost like a parasite at that point. You're not running your own business. You're not providing a good or service in the community that people want to actually pay you for. You're earning money that has been made at the end of a barrel of the gun, because the government is extorting tax revenue, theft basically, from the populace, and then taking that money and squandering it on giant military industrial corporations and your salary. That's what being in the armed services is at this point. That's why they don't allow people in the armed services who are 40, because they're aware of all that. No, they take 18-year-olds who are probably drunk every weekend from poor neighborhoods, lower economic brackets, uneducated generally. It's just sad. It's just sad. Sad what our society does, what our government does. And it's pathetic that you can claim to be a grown man and live that way your whole life, like Jackie's dad did. I mean, what a loser. On that government dole his whole life, and then to pretend, and then to turn around and pretend like you're a bad father, when here's a guy who never worked a day in his life. He was on the government dole his whole life. He was basically on assisted living, government sponsored assisted living. That's what being in the military is, in my opinion. And then for a slime mold like that to help his alcoholic whore daughter keep her kids from the father, is just I mean, wow. how that slime mold looks at himself in the mirror every morning, I'll never know. And it's a generational thing too. It's not like Jackie's the first one in her family to be shady and cheat on her spouse. It's generational. That whole family is full of unfaithful, unloyal. It's gross. It's gross. And that's who my kids are living with right now. That's who my kids spend all their weekends, holidays, birthday, everything with. Those people. Drinking, listening to loud music, cheating on each other. Just, from that lower economic caste, living in ignorance and filth, living on that government dole. But, we're down here at the courthouse. Hopefully, we'll get that changed around. And they'll get to come live with me in Encinitas, go to a better school district. Not be forced to call some random off the street government dole employee, government assisted living loser mom right away. If they want to call their stepmom when they have a stepmom mom, that's going to be their choice, not like something that I make them do 4 months into a sham marriage. Obviously, I mean, how long do you think this marriage is going to last? Let's have a gentleman's bet on how long Jackie's marriage to this Navy loser is going to last, right? Let's put a bet on it. Let's put a bet on it, because when we put a bet on it and we play this game, and if she watches this video or she sees it, then she'll be motivated to stay in that sham marriage for even longer, which will be even more amusing to me, for both of them. Honestly, I really hope they suffer together in their unloyal, weird, codependent, pathetic relationship as long as possible. I really do. I hope it lasts for decades, but I doubt it will. I mean, come on, you can't date somebody for 3 or 4 months, insta-marry. I mean, obviously she's acting like in ways that are completely insane at this point. Canceling Christmas? I'd already been talking with the kids during the video chat about all of our Christmas plans. We're going to go to Disneyland, we're going to go ice skating, we're going to go visit family, and go see the new Star Wars, and we had all these, Christmas vacation plans, and that we'd already been talking about in the video chat, and now it's like, no, cancel Christmas too. You're just gonna go over to Regina and Matt's house, get drunk, listen to bad music, stick the kids in front of the TV, watching God knows what kind of filth. I mean, I'm sure they're unmonitored. It's not like while everybody's over there drinking and listening to loud music, they're gonna be like super hyper focused on, oh, what are the kids watching on TV? It's gonna be whatever random garbage is on there, So yeah, I'm sure that's gonna be better for them than going to Disneyland and going ice skating, going and seeing the new Star Wars, going and seeing all their family that they haven't seen at all, ever. Every holiday before, when I was married, we would go see Jackie's family. We didn't go spend time with my family. No. Jackie's family was the priority. Selfish people have selfish ways. I let a lot of that stuff fly, man. And look where it got me. It got me in front of the Vista Courthouse at 4 in the morning in the cold and the moonlight, posting a vlog, not having seen my children in 6 months. So, don't roll over and do what your spouse wants when you're married. Don't do it. Just put your foot down and be like, no, that's not right. I'm not doing that. Do it from the beginning, because when you set that expectation, it's just, it doesn't benefit anybody. So, but forget it. Forget going and playing with all their cousins their age. And seeing my cousin's awesome business that she runs, that she started. It's her business. She provides goods and services to this community. Running her own business. No. Let's just keep them only around government subsistence living. robots. Just morons who couldn't possibly run their own business. You hear that, Matt? I think you're a moron who's not even capable of running your own business. That's why you work for the government your whole life. You're pathetic. You're not even a man. Your wife cheated on you, and now your daughters cheat on their husbands. Sleep around with a bunch of different dudes. Right in front of the kids. Does that make you proud of who you are, Matt? Are you? Alright, well, guess I'm gonna call that a wrap. I got like 3 more hours of sitting here waiting. But I got a chair and a blanket. Thanks, Nicole. It's very nice. Merry Christmas, everyone.